Hey, what's up, Taylor Ransom? Wow, first one. You guys are gonna have to bear with me a moment. I'm getting Justin on with me here, and we're streaming on like 15 different platforms. I cannot wait for you guys to join me. All right. The shift is joining me right now. Please stand by. Can you guys hear me?
Man, this is fun. This is fun. Matt, how are
Hey.
you doing?
Hey. There's Justin. All right. Yeah, we are like quadruple streaming right now.
I tell you
And
that,
I think we got
that
it all figured out.
well, and that's fun for me because I'm a little technologically challenged, and to be here with somebody that actually really truly knows what they're doing, that's exciting.
Oh man. I don't think you're allowed to say challenged anymore. I think that's a violation of some sort.
Hey, at some point, one of us is almost certainly going to say something that we're not supposed to say anymore.
Yes.
At some point tonight.
Me and Justin are definitely the troublemakers for sure. I know that like off camera it's a problem. It's
At times it can be, but here's the thing: like we're just two dudes that are trying to bring light into the world, trying to poke a little fun at ourselves, honestly, and just bring humor and just yeah, we're not trying to hurt anybody or be offensive to anybody. We're just trying to have a little fun, and
Speak for
that's
yourself, man. Hurting people. No, I'm
right.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, guys, hey, we just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Justin is he goes by many names. No, I'm just kidding. Justin, he does wear a lot of hats though. And currently he's wearing the hat of being the co-producer of an upcoming movie. This is amazing. I remember when you and I first talked when we were like when like this film that we're about to talk about was just a glimmer in the eyes of yourself and Brock, I believe.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I talked to you and we featured you on one of our live streams, and
Mhm.
I mean, it wasn't just a glimmer in Brock's eyes at that point. This is based off
Okay.
a short film that he did like 5 years, 6, 7 years ago.
Oh
And
wow.
so now we're doing the feature film version of it. And this is something that he did for just a couple $100. And now we're trying to get an actual budget behind it. Not a Marvel budget, but a
Hmm.
substantial budget so that we can compete with other mainstream films. We're going for a theatrical release with this, getting it into movie theaters. It's not just a direct to video type release. This is a legitimate feature film, and it's interesting too. We're trying to, yes, it's got faith elements in it, but we don't want to brand it as a Christian film because I think sometimes people hear Christian film and they're like, oh, okay, I know what to expect. It's
Yeah.
gonna be one of these heavy-handed, preachy
Hmm.
type shows. That's not it at all. It's got a lot of nuance, a lot of allegory within it, and at the heart, yeah, it's got Christian. It's a Christian foundation, but it's a movie that, whether you're a believer or not, I think you're going to find entertaining.
So let's just slow down for a moment and back up. um, so as I mentioned, Justin here is the co-producer of an upcoming film called The Shift, and as Justin mentioned, it is going to be a Christian movie. Um, and why this is awesome for those of you watching is because it's the same studio. Am I correct in saying it's the same studio that brought you The Chosen?
Yeah, our distribution company is Angel Studios. They distribute The Chosen. They distribute
Mm,
freelancers, Tuttle Twins. They've got actually a decent number of projects out there that are quite entertaining.
amazing. So yeah, so if you love The Chosen, first off, if you don't even know what The Chosen is, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, you're hopeless. And our show we call you Goofy. Um, so I consider you Goofy. But if you do know what The Chosen is, there it is. It's an
It's
amazing crowd funded. Maybe you can talk more about it because you were literally one of the producers, correct?
Yeah, I was on it from the very, very beginning, and yeah, it was crowdfunded. 19,000 people invested more than $11 million to produce the first season of it. It's the first ever serialized retelling, and I shouldn't even say retelling because it's not a word for word retelling of scripture. It's a fictionalized version of what it may have been like for
Mhm.
the disciples living and walking with Jesus, and it's been seen in every country in the world. We're on our way to what, 600 million views or something like that. I still use we because it still feels like I'm a part of it. I miss everybody
Mm.
there. I stepped away to work on other things, but love the show, love the people involved, and yeah. So the shift is going through a similar uh, fundraising model right now, where we're trying to raise investments, and it's not donations. It's not just, hey, here's my money, have a good day. It's,
Mhm.
here's my money. Now, if the movie is successful, then I reap some benefit from that. So yeah, angel.com/the shift is, if anybody is interested in learning a little bit more about that to become an equity part of the shift.
Angel.com/the shift. I'll put that in here before I forget.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna pin that.
Oh, look at that. I can't do that multitasking because I tried once and I think I hit the end stream button or something.
It's over.
Love it.
Oh man. Well, yeah, so that's definitely one of sorry, I'm literally dying. So that's definitely one of the things that I wanted to talk about as far as like how people can get involved with the film. Let's talk about the film a little bit so people can know what exactly is going on here. So this is, as we mentioned earlier, it's a Christian sci-fi film. So if you like Star Wars, if you like the Matrix, like it's within that genre, correct?
It is, yeah. I mean, it's not set in outer space or anything, so the similarities with Star Wars are pretty thin. But I'd say the Matrix there's some similarities with the Matrix. Certainly,
Oh,
Inception. um yeah, it's kind of a multiverse, so it's got some Marvel elements within it. It's I should have the actual log line that Brock has written so wonderfully in front of me, but I don't. But it's in essence, it's in every guy that's struggling in his job, struggling in his marriage, who can't relate to that. I mean, look, I've been married 21 years. It's been nothing but puppies and bunnies, peaches and cream the whole time. But I understand that every once in a while, some people have some ups and downs in their marriage, ups and downs in their jobs, and he ends up getting into a bit of an accident, and he meets a very, very nice, prim and proper gentleman that kind of takes care of him and introduces himself as the benefactor, which we learn is actually Satan. And he gives him an
whoa.
offer. Yeah, yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoiler. Hey, that's in the short film. You know what? The short film is all online. It's about 18 minutes long. It's at angel.com/the shift. You can watch
Mhm.
the short film. And again, that was shot for Brock says about $500. And
Wow.
we're, for what it is, it's amazing what he was able to accomplish with that amount of money. But that's just like, it's a small portion of the feature, and it'll be reshot with different actors, of course. In fact, we've recast already one of the characters in the short, or two of the characters in the short. So the main character's wife, who's one of the main actors in the entire feature, is going to be played by Liz Tabish, who plays Mary Magdalene in The Chosen. So
Amazing.
anybody watching this that knows The Chosen, Mary Magdalene, Liz Tabish, good friend of mine, tremendous actor, wonderful human being. She's playing the wife of the main character, so one of the top characters. And then the waitress in the short film is going to be played by Rose Reed, who's a young, very talented up and coming actor who starred in a movie called Surprised by Oxford, which was produced by our producer Ken Carpenter, and that's coming out real soon. So she's a tremendous actor, and we're hoping we've got. I can't say too much, but we have approached significant names. I mean, people that you would
Ooh.
be like, whoa, for real, to play our lead actor Kevin and the benefactor, or Satan. And then
Yes.
Yeah. So everything's moving forward really, really quickly, and now is the time to get involved if anybody wants to be part of the team and actually invest in it and have a stake in this movie.
Sorry. Every time I
Oh,
want to
you know
cough, my
what?
lungs. Go ahead.
Well, and I'm looking, Matt. So the pinned link, it should be angel.com/the shift.
Oh, I messed up. Okay.
You're an articleist, aren't you? You are anti-article. You don't like the, a, and an.
You got me.
Thanks,
The
Pope
shift.
Champ, for
Angel.com.
pointing out that the link doesn't work. Yeah,
Yep.
angel.com/the shift. Perfect. That's exactly what it is.
Perfect. All right. And I'm looking at it right now. The shift. Um so people can see the short film, and they can also see that Dallas Jenkins is is also backing this, but with his awesome powers, and his
Yeah,
presence.
yeah. No, Dallas came on before I did. He's one of our executive producers, and
Mm,
I can't say publicly just yet, but there's another very prominent person that has come on board, and we will announce that person very, very soon. If Brock is watching, I've probably already said too much, but the team is the team is growing. People are buying into this, and I think part of the
mhm.
reason they're buying into it is because we have to be willing to take more chances in the faith-based realm.
I
And
think
again,
so.
we're not going to market this and say, hey, this is a Christian sci-fi movie. We're going to say this is a sci-fi movie. We
Yeah.
don't want to have that precursor of setting the bar low. And I shouldn't even say that. I mean, but you know what I'm
I
talking
think
about,
you should
Matt's.
though. Yeah, I think it's appropriate to say that because like Christian entertainment is just with good storytelling is almost non-existent. Um it's just not a thing. If you type in Christian entertainment on Google right now, you just get exactly what you'd expect. And it's all very biased, very, very much one dimensional. But um, I know you guys like the Chosen is very committed to scripture and also telling the story in an enjoyable and entertaining way. And I know that that same vibe and that same perspective on storytelling and cinema is going to be applied to this sci-fi movie. um so I'm personally like I'm genuinely looking forward to this because I'm a sci-fi nerd. I consider myself a Trekkie. Do you like any sci-fi stuff, Justin?
Am I doing it right? Is that it? Or does the thumb go out? Does that
I
matter?
you know what? I think the thumb goes out. I don't think it
Okay.
goes like this. This is you're thinking of the Boy Scouts honor. Were you a scout? Were you a Boy Scout?
I made it to like Webelos, if I remember correctly, but
Oh,
never officially made it to Scouts.
uh,
I know,
uh, uh.
I know.
But one thing is so people. So I know some people getting mad in the comments because there's an argument between whether or not someone is a Trekkie or a Trekker. It's Trekkie, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm way older than most of you, so it's Trekkie, Trekker. Whoever came up with that, I disagree wholeheartedly, and we need someone to cancel them. But anyways, this for the film. Um, you basically already answered one of my questions as far as like how it's going to be Christian. But could you dig into that a bit more? Like, so you're saying it's not a Christian movie. Um, so like, in what ways will it be subliminally Christian? Other
Well, and
than the fact that there's Satan and stuff like that.
yeah, no, and look, it is a Christian movie. We just aren't going to market it as such. We don't want to
Yes.
limit the number of eyes that want to come and see this.
Yes.
Um, there's Christian undertones, and more than anything, it's what are you going to do when life kind of stinks? When things don't go your way, how are you going to react to that?
Mm,
And my theological stance is that God doesn't cause, bad things to happen to us, but he allows bad things to happen to us. And I think that's
mm,
a fine distinction. And then it's up to us how are we going to respond? Are we going to curse the sky and say, "Why, God, why?" Or are we going to say, "You know what? I trust you. You are good. You have proven to be good over and over and over again. And I am going to focus on being the light in this world because there is so much darkness out there." And that is the heart of the shift. How do we respond when there's so much negativity around us? And what person of faith can't relate to that question right there? How do we respond amidst all the negativity, right?
Yeah. No, that's great. I love that premise. Because even on like a non-theist perspective, you have to grapple with that. Like, how do you deal with the problem of evil? Um, and so I think if we are going to make a film that is a Christian, quote unquote film, um, it is tackling the human problem and the existential issue that we all face. So I'm hoping that this goes there because I think sci-fi you can really get really deep if you do it just right, and I feel like this has the potential to do that.
Well, yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned too that it transcends into just outside of the faith realm too. And I'm gonna look this up really quick now because there was a quote that a gentleman sent in, and I made a little meme out of it, and I want to read
No.
that. Yeah, yeah, right. I know. Meme it up. Meme it up, man. Um, so let me read this quote to you, and I think
Sure.
this will help emphasize. Um, oh, for crying out loud! That this should be a really easy thing for me to find. I'm at my computer. Here we go. Memes. The
Hey
shift
guys, just so
memes.
you know, you guys that are commenting, we will get to that. Just so you know. So hold on, we'll get to that very thing you're asking.
Okay, listen to this, Matt.
Yeah.
Here is a direct quote from a fan or somebody that stumbled upon one of our advertisements. He says, "I'd watch this movie in a heartbeat, and I ain't even religious. I think a story." No, I think a story like this is what most people need. A wake-up call to morality, to resist the call of vice, and give
Mm.
of yourself to something greater. That's the thing. I mean, even atheists, even non-believers, acknowledge that there has to be something greater than just
Mm.
ourself, right? And so this is the type of audience that we're really trying to reach, and why we're not going to go face forward with, "Hey, this is a Christian sci-fi movie. This is a sci-fi movie that happens to align with biblical truths." Truth affirming film is what we like to say, to not scare away the people that kind of think Christian is a swear word right now.
That's cool, and I don't think that's at odds with it being a Christian film either. So like, because I know
No.
some Christians, like uptight Christians, would be like, "Well, why? What's wrong with Jesus? Why am you calling the Christian film?" But
Right.
like, relax. First of all, relax. Second of I mean, this can be used as an evangelistic tool. The same way like The Chosen has been used as an evangelism tool. I believe that this has the means to do that as well. And you don't want to come out the gates guns a-blazing, guys. I mean, I'm personally convinced that that's like the worst way to evangelize. I mean, I know other people are like, well, that's the best way to do it, but I disagree. Um, but I don't know. So as far as ways that we can get involved, we did mention ways that people can invest. Um, excuse me, and that's different from donating. Let's talk about that for like 2 minutes, real quick, and then I wanted to get on the topic of other ways that people can get involved.
Yeah, I love that you gave me the 2 minute timeline because if I don't have that constraint, I could turn it into 20. No, it's a legitimate investment. Go to angel.com/the shift. Our prospectus is all there. We are SEC sanctioned. There's nothing happening under the table. This is as legit as it can become, as it can be.
Yeah,
If the film is successful, you stand to be successful too. Now, SEC, I can't make any forward claims that we're going to make this much money and you're going to see 120% return. I can't legally say stuff like that.
right.
Filmmaking it's a risky investment, but so is the stock market right now. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
I'm the last person to want to give investment advice, and you can't and you shouldn't invest what you can't afford to lose. So don't go crazy. Don't be foolish and invest your son's college fund away, or your next month's payment, a house payment away. Don't do foolish things like that. But this isn't a donation. So you can't also tell Uncle Sam, hey, I donated $100 to the Shift film. It's not a donation. Uncle Sam won't recognize it as such. But you can
Mm-hmm.
actually be an investor. And then there are different perks. The Chosen offered perks to come be on set. I did see Catherine Menning say hello, so Catherine can even comment on
Yeah.
this specifically. We invited for The Chosen more than 2,000 people to come be a part of the Sermon on the Mount scene in season 2. In season 3, Jesus feeds the 5,000 with the loaves and fishes, right? More than
Spoilers.
5,000. Yeah, right. Spoiler alert. More than 5,000 people legitimately came to set. They were invited because they invested a particular dollar amount. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. That was not an investment. That actually was a contribution. That was a little bit
Mm-hmm.
different. So, first season of The Chosen, 19,000 people invested $11 million. Everything since then has been contributions through the pay it forward system. So right now, the Shift, we are taking investments, and there are certain perks that allow you to be invited to set. Other perks, you can see them all at angel.com/the shift.
Amazing. Yo, so if you guys had the opportunity to invest in The Chosen before it blew up like it is now, you know that this is like a really crucial key part in not only being a part of something huge, but helping something become huge. So if you want a sci-fi movie that is based in Christian principles, that comes from a really great studio that's already proven itself, you have the opportunity to invest in this really cool movie called The Shift. So I put that link in there. Check that out after we're done here, and just throw a little chunk of change there. You know what I mean? And it's not a donation. You, like he said, you get your money back because it's an investment, which is really cool. So it's actually a win-win-win situation because you invest, get your money back, you get a cool movie, and you were part of it. So be a Giga Chad and invest in this movie. Uh, and I think that how long do they have to do that?
Till Wednesday. Like, we are closing the investment round at the end of the day on Wednesday, October 19th. Yeah, Wednesday, October 19th.
Okay, so yeah, that's Wednesday. Y'all don't have long. So if you have the ability, be smart, be wise. As Christians, we have to be, good stewards of what God has given us. But if you have the ability to throw a little something, something, something out, their way, please do it. We've done it. As I say, I mean me. Meme Lord Monday has done that. Um, and I see. I'm so used to the memes for Jesus thing because me and Mike, I used to be a symbiotic force, and now it's just me. So it's like I myself have donated towards this. Man, that was so difficult and cringy. But
You,
okay.
you,
Anyways, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, no, I was going to say something that would get me in trouble. I'm not going to do it. So I'll tell it to you offline.
Okay. Oh man, we're getting better. We're getting better at this. So for people who can't give, I noticed, and maybe you're not allowed to say anything about this. Maybe I'm overstepping, but are people able to audition to be a part of this or help in other ways?
Yeah, I see Lisa's question right on the screen now, actually. Tomorrow night, we have a big live stream that'll be on our Facebook page
Okay.
Shifty Film, and on the YouTube, the Angel Studios YouTube channel. So starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 Central, 7 Mountain, 8 Eastern, we're going to have our big end of the investment round live stream. And our casting director, Beverly Holloway, is actually going to be on live with us. And she's going to go through the process of how you can potentially audition to be a part of the Shift film. Now, I will say this. The role of Kevin and the benefactor, our two leads, those roles won't be auditioned for. We are in offer only for those. We need to get somebody recognizable for each of those roles. And so when we say we're going to open up auditions, it's going to be for important characters, no doubt, but not particularly for the leads. So
Okay.
to yeah, we'll announce a little bit more details about that. Also, crew. Our lead producer Ken Carpenter is going to be on live tomorrow night during our live stream, talking about how you can potentially get involved in the crew for the shift. And
Oh, nice.
our intention is to shoot in and around the Atlanta, Georgia area. There's a tremendous infrastructure down there, and it's a little warmer there than for me here in Minnesota. So we can shoot in January and February without being frozen like popsicles.
So somebody's asking when. Can you repeat when that's going to be?
Yeah, so our big live stream tomorrow evening, Tuesday, October 18th, 5 o'clock Pacific is when it starts on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/shiftyfilm, I believe. But if you search the shift on Facebook, you're going to find us. We've got
Mhm.
like 30,000 followers. So it's not like the page is tiny. We have made a little bit of an imprint over there. And if you forget about that on Facebook, on YouTube, it's the Angel Studios YouTube channel. So Angel Studios, a distribution company, same company that distributes The Chosen. There's going to be the live stream will be simulcast on our Facebook page and the Angel Studios YouTube channel and on the Angel Studios app for anybody that has the Angel Studios app. You can watch us there. You can download the Angel Studios app for free as well. So
Yep.
not
Um.
myriad opportunities, Matt. A
Hey,
myriad.
plethora. um.
What is a
So,
plethora? Do you know that reference?
oh, it sounds so familiar. Please help.
Jefe, what is a plethora? I don't know, El Guapo. No, terrible accent aside.
Yeah,
Three
I'm sorry.
Amigos. The Three Amigos.
Oh my
Classic,
goodness.
classic cinema. And
Wow.
someday I want to do a truth affirming show, kind of like the Three Amigos. Not gonna lie.
Yes. Truth affirming. I love it. Um.
Oh,
So
look
on.
at what. Hey, just wait. Sorry to cut you off. Curly Shirley says Matt should audition. I agree 100%.
I want to actually. I've so low key. I do have some acting skills. Low key. I
I
don't
know.
really do. I don't really do like the TikToker thing where I make scenarios. I totally could. I just it's not me. But I'm comfortable in front of the camera, and I have done acting, and and I have some little bit of training. So yeah, I mean maybe I mean you mentioned something. Um, you
At the very least, I want you to audition. I have no say in who we can. Well, look, I contribute to the conversation. I'm not
yeah.
making any decisions. That comes down to Brock primarily and Beverly Holloway. But would I look if nothing else? I want to see your tape. I want to see you audition, and I would
Yes.
really enjoy that.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, just let the lead actor know right away. His position's not locked down just yet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just might be swept up real quick. So, on Facebook, what's the page again? Is it Shift the Film or
So
Shifty?
on Facebook, it's Shifty Film. It felt
Oh,
clever. Yeah, it felt clever at first, and now with branding what it is, probably should have just been the Shift Film. But yeah, Facebook.com Shifty
got it.
Film. I'm typing it in to make sure here. But like
Yeah,
I
I
said,
put it on
if
Facebook.
okay, if you search the Shift on Facebook, it's going to come up. You can't miss it. Just
Somebody wants to know also about extras. Is there opportunity for extras?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to hire some extras locally from Atlanta, but that is also
Okay.
one of the perks. If you invest at a particular level, you will get an invitation to come to set and be an extra. And we give you, we'll give you good treatment. I love what look, that was one of my favorite things on the set of The Chosen was meeting investors and people that paid
Mm,
it forward, hearing their story, hearing why they were moved to want to be involved in a project like The Chosen. And so I look forward to doing that again on the shift, being on set, meeting people, hearing their story, finding out why they felt motivated to want to help bring a project like this to the big screen. I love that so much.
that is so That's so cool. I was
Yeah.
to quote Genie, "Hang on to your turban, kid. We're gonna make you a star." Probably shouldn't have said that, but oh well.
Hey, you know what? What's crazy is I was singing Aladdin music earlier today. I don't know.
Wow,
Yeah, yeah. Never had a
it's
friend
so
like
good.
me. I don't know where it
So,
came from, but I was
so,
literally singing that earlier today.
so let's just talk about that real quick because movies are so powerful. Here we are quoting movies, talking about a movie, and if you know what I mean, if you have if movies have a way of sneaking into your actual personality. I feel like at least 60% of my personality is based off of Genie from from the movie Aladdin, at least. Um, yeah, that movie is definitely cemented into who I am, and I feel like movies like this have the ability to do that for other people as well. So guys, you can invest, you can be a part of a movie. I mean, who doesn't want to be a part of a movie? How cool is that? Um, and like I'm not getting paid to say none of this, y'all. You know what I mean? Your homie don't work like that. Y'all know how I be. The way I do things is I tell you straight up, I'm getting sponsored to say this. But I'm not getting anything out of this. I genuinely believe in the mission of the shift and what they're doing here with this movie. And I can't wait to see what happens. And I'm probably going to audition. You know what I mean? I might be hyping this up because I might be in the movie. I mean, you never know. But okay, let's get to some of these questions. If you guys have any questions about the movie, we literally have the co-producer of the movie right here. So go ahead and start typing up your questions in either in the chat or the question box, and Justin will answer them ASAP. Let me just
Yeah,
check around.
I and I see the question from Your Forever Flowers there, wondering if
Okay,
this will be on available to watch after we're done recording it live. And the answer is yes, right? I mean, I think
I'll
I
leave
do. I
it.
have the okay. Do I have the ability to share it on the shifts wall as well? I don't know. That's a
So
question we can ask later.
I might be able to do a collab post of this. I'm not sure. If not, I'll make sure to tag so you guys can share it in your stories. Um, but yeah, well, after this, I'll have to see what I can do to finagle things. But it will be on this on my page for sure. I won't
And
delete it.
I will say this as well. So far, there's only been a couple things shared during this live stream that haven't been shared previously on live streams from the shift or social media posts from the shift. So
Oh
any
wow.
questions, feel free to just go back on our social media posts and really go to angel.com/the shift. So much of these questions, so many of these questions are answered there. Lisa asks, is it going to be SAG? Yes. Screen Actors Guild for sure.
Oh
Um,
cool.
yeah.
That's amazing. Um, yeah, let's get some of these other questions. What's your prime target audience for this?
Well, honestly, that's a tremendous question. The prime audience is sci-fi fans, people that like
Hmm.
multiverse type shows. And now I'm not a Marvel guy. I never really got into it, but that's kind of where the multiverse term or came from, right? Where all these things are happening simultaneously in different worlds, different planets, and then oh hey, wow, Iron Man is now here with Captain America. Or I didn't just did I just cross like Marvel and DC, or is that accurate?
I honestly
Okay, good, good. I'm okay. I'm with a comforting brother. Then no,
yes.
it's just these worlds can exist, and look, that actually leads to a criticism that we get is how can you claim that sci-fi where you're talking about multiverse and you know
Uh-huh.
you're having Satan, the devil, be present and talking to people and shifting people to different worlds. How that's not in the Bible. No, it's not. This is an allegory. This is similar to what C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien did with the Chronicles of Narnia and Lord of the Rings. We are telling stories that we want to invoke conversation, and it's real life people responding to otherworldly things, and
Mm.
their responses are grounded so much in human reality. Like this main character Kevin is just, I can't emphasize enough, he's just an every guy, and I think so many people are going to be able to relate to him. And even though we're probably not going to have lunch at a cafe with the devil, we can put ourselves in his shoes and think, boy, what would I do? What would I do in that situation? And I think that's
Yeah.
where the biggest benefit from telling a story like this comes from, is what would I do in those shoes? And then having a conversation with your movie partner, whoever you bring to this movie, to watch it on the big screen. Have a conversation about that. Wow, he did that. I wouldn't have done that. Oh, I would have done that. Yeah. I love stuff like that. So the target audience, fans of science fiction is really our target audience, but also fans of character driven. And I don't even want to call this a drama, because drama, I think, diminishes it. But it's character driven. It's not Star Wars where there's a ton of special effects. There's not huge explosions, but there is. I mean, it's also not two people sitting at a diner talking the whole movie. I mean, there is
Yeah.
action. There's peril. There's excitement. I look, this third act, if this doesn't put you on the edge of your seat, you maybe need to, I don't know, try at least one cup of coffee a week. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's a sci-fi, and there is going to be some special effects, to my knowledge,
Oh,
right?
for sure, definitely,
Yeah,
yeah.
really, really interesting ones. Because I remember seeing um one of the storyboards on what something's going to happen. I don't want to reveal too much um because I want people to see the movie, but it's really interesting and kind of reminded me of like Looper a little bit. Have you seen that movie?
I have, yeah. That was the precursor to. Oh goodness, no! Brick was the precursor to Looper, wasn't it? I might be getting. I'm
Oh,
just going to embarrass myself now. I think the same filmmaker, was it Ryan Johnson? I can't remember off the top of my
I
head now.
believe Ryan Johnson. Okay, now I want to look it up because I love Looper, and I believe he did make that movie.
Yeah,
Johnson Looper.
and that was Bruce Willis, and yeah,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I mean, I just love that guy. He's
yeah,
my favorite actor of all time,
yeah, yeah,
to be honest. But yeah, that is Ryan Johnson's movie.
yeah. And
Let me see
there's
here.
definitely some similarities with Looper. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's get to some of these other questions. Catherine wants to know: are you going to be part of the movie, Justin?
Am I part of it? Like, in as an actor? Yeah, I do anticipate that I'll play some kind of a role, even if it's just a
Nice.
one line, similar to what I did on The Chosen. I'm not going to fight tooth and nail to make sure I get X amount of screen time. I love getting in front of the camera. Hate watching myself after the fact, but I love escaping into a character. I love doing that. So
I know that your few scenes in The Chosen were like so celebrated.
well,
It's like he's
um, uh,
there. There he is.
only because there were a few people that knew me from behind the scenes stuff. You know, the Chosen
Yeah.
started off very much like The Shift did, where I still remember the very first time that I went to Dallas after doing a live stream from set, and I said, we had 100 people watching. He's like, 100, really? I mean, that was thrilling. And now if The Chosen gets fewer than 20, 25,000 on a live stream, it's kind of well, what did we do wrong? Where was everybody? So it's fun to be like, I thrive in kind of this upstart format, building the audience, building from the ground up, and then just kind of watching people that I hire and trained in, which is kind of the case with The Chosen now. So many people that I brought on board are now doing so many of the things that I did, and it's just exciting for me. And I communicate with them regularly, still miss them like
Yeah.
crazy, but hey, they're doing such a wonderful job over there, and I'm thrilled to be over here building the shift
Awesome.
now with Brock and the rest of the team.
Awesome. PokeChamp said he saw the short film. The devil guy was casted very well. Definitely fiction like Narnia. He says he thinks the storytelling could flow a bit better, but I'm just a casual watcher. So one thing I noticed is Brock addressing some of the criticisms of the short film, and he was like, "I welcome criticism." And so,
Yeah.
are we to expect that there have been a lot of tweaks and adjustments to the film that's coming up?
Oh, of course. I mean, just the character of the wife in and of itself has been fleshed
Mm.
out completely differently than what that character was in the short film. She's now a prominent character. And one of the jokes, now the wife in the short film is our writer director Brock Heasley's actual wife, Erin. She
Mhm.
plays the wife in the short film, and the joke is she was never in focus, which is true. So Aaron's like, I don't know what that tells the world, that my husband never put me in focus in his movie, but for the feature, now that role being played by Liz Tabish from The Chosen, that character has been fleshed out a bunch, and there's many more characters added. There's the best friend, or one of the good friends of the main character, is going to be played by Paras Patel, who plays Matthew in The Chosen, who of course is one of the,
Wow.
yeah, he's a fan favorite from The Chosen, and his character, nothing in The Shift, nothing like his character from The Chosen. So I'm excited
Amazing.
to, first of all, to work with my friend Paris again, but also just to show people that he's not Matthew, he's Paris. He just happens to
Mm.
play Matthew very, very well, and now he has an
Oh yeah.
opportunity to play a character that he doesn't play quite as often. A married man. I don't think he's ever played a married man on screen before, so he's pretty excited about that.
That's amazing. Let me just take a break real quick. Your Forever Flowers. Thank you so much for the badge. You're amazing. Um, thank you for the support. Yeah, I can't wait. Catherine says I can't wait to see Liz, Paris, and Jordan in this film. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Paris was going to be in the film. That's really cool.
yeah, and our third chosen actor, if you don't count me as the fourth, I guess, but I'm not. Third chosen actor is Jordan Walker Ross, who plays Little James in The Chosen, and he's
Wow.
a great dude. Has a wonderful podcast called "What's Your Limp," and yeah, we're really excited to have him on board as well.
So cool. All right. Does anybody have any other questions before we wrap things up? I guess I'll go with this one. Somebody said, "What was the spark that started the storyline?" I mean, I guess aside from the actual short film, do you have any knowledge as to like what started everything?
I have my recollection of what Brock has said a number of times, but I won't be able to articulate it nearly as
Mhm.
well as he does. So if you want to know, angel.com/the shift, and look
Hey.
for some of the backstory there and everything. Um, and then yeah, find our stuff on social media and tune into our live stream tomorrow night. I bet Brock will get into that a little bit. So on our Facebook page, facebook.com/shifty film, and the Angel Studios YouTube channel, 5 o'clock Pacific. Big live stream. We're going to have a lot of the cast joining us live. Beverly Holloway is going to be there live talking about how you can audition. Ken Carpenter will be there talking about how you can apply to be on our crew. Liz Tabish will be there live with us. Jordan Ross will be there. So another actor that I haven't mentioned, and he hasn't been able to join us on any live streams, he's super busy. Jorge Garcia, who, you're a
Mm.
sci-fi fan. Did you ever watch Lost, Matt?
Yep. Watched the whole thing,
So,
unfortunately.
oh no, yeah, I loved Lost. Come on, man, come
I
on.
liked it. I liked it. I liked
So
it.
Jorge Garcia played a character named Hurley on there, that
Yes.
the lead character Sawyer called Hugo, and he was just one of my favorite characters on the show. And I still remember the minute Brock told me, "Hey, we're thinking about Jorge for the character of Ramirez," and we were kind of floating some names back and forth. And the minute he said, oh my goodness, like he is perfect. And now I can't picture any other actor other than Jorge Garcia playing the character of Ramirez, which isn't a character in the short. It's a character brand new for the feature,
Mm.
but he's going to bring so much to that role. And yeah, he's going to be a scene stealer. I promise you that much.
Dang.
Yeah.
Thank you, Poke Champ. Appreciate the support. That's amazing. You know what? I feel like that did cross my feed at some point that he's going to be part of it, and I was like, it completely slipped my mind. But that's so cool. I love him. He's so
Yeah.
lovable, and yeah, I mean, he's also massive. So like, you can't miss him.
Right. Well, and he's done way more than Lost. Like he is on so much stuff. Hawaii 5 I think he was in Once Upon a Time, which my family and I started watching about a year ago on Disney Plus, just catching up on this old show called Once Upon a Time. He plays a giant in that. And yeah, he's very, very, very talented guy. 30 Dry Days, question, theater release or streaming release? Theatrical. Our goal is to go
Yes.
semi-wide theatrical release. We want to get this on the big screen, and we're looking at Q4 of 2023 for the release. So potentially 1 year from today, potentially this movie could be in theaters near you.
Amazing. Oh, dude, that's so great, man. Um, just see what other questions we have here before we wrap it up. Um, thank you guys again for the badges. You guys are amazing. Um, somebody asked, how can future filmmakers become involved in the production? Is that a possibility?
Oh, for sure. We'll talk about that tomorrow on the live stream. We're setting up a dedicated email address where people can send resumes and cover letters. And I tell you this much, never underestimate the power of a good cover letter. Let us know
Mm,
what motivates you, what moves you, why you're passionate about doing something, and tailor it to the specific project as well. Don't just copy and paste a generic cover letter and send it out to 25 people. I say that for anybody reaching out to anybody in the industry. Don't just copy and paste stuff. Use people's names. Spell their names
mm,
correctly. Reference something that they've been involved with. Show that there's a personal connection, not just, hey, you're the next person on my Rolodex of people I'm trying to reach out to. Make these personal connections. That's what it's all about. That's how this business works. Is it's not who you know, it's who knows you, and
mm-hmm.
make yourself worth knowing. Just one of those side soapbox tidbits of information.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm getting go ahead.
Messner asks a great question. Any chance of a cast update tomorrow? A very, very, very good chance. Yes, there will be at least one cast announcement tomorrow, and potentially more. We are in that's how
Ooh.
quickly it moves. We are in the like last minute negotiation stages on a number of people right now. So we're going to be yeah, we're going to be filling this cast out soon. And then when you add the auditions that are going to be coming in, we could have our cast set in place in a month or two, which is good
Wow.
because we go into production in January.
Whew. I'll be tuning into that tomorrow because I am gonna audition.
Yes.
Probably against my wife's discretion. She'll be like, "What? You're getting involved in something else?" But I want to at least try and see if there is something there. Um, I love what you guys are doing, and I'm so privileged and honored to know you and to know and to be able to have this slight connection to what you guys are doing with the shift. Um, so I guess with as we head out, just tell people, uh, what they can expect if they invest, like because this is what we need right now. This thing is ending. The openness and the ability to be able to invest in this film is closing this Wednesday, and this film has a lot of potential and it needs investors. So could you just leave us with a quick little quote or saying encouragement as to why people should invest in this film?
Well, a penny saved is a no. I tried to come up with some kind of clever,
Like,
irreverent little quote, but no. Look, I can't emphasize enough again that if you aren't in a financial place to invest, please don't. Please be discretionary about it and pray about it. I mean, I think I'm comfortable enough saying that should ask for spiritual guidance before doing something like this.
yeah,
Um, and what can you expect? I mean, or what can you expect? Look, expectations are such a dangerous thing. Don't go into
yeah,
it thinking this is going to be my way of getting rich. I mean,
yes,
seriously, film investing is a risky venture. The stock market right now is a risky venture.
mm,
You should only invest in anything money that you can afford to lose. So with that disclaimer out of the way, there are particular perks that if you invest at a particular level, you will have um, there will, yeah, like an invitation to set is one of the perks. All of those perks are just explained, and I don't want to misquote or misrepresent something, because then I'd get in trouble from the lawyers. But angel.com/the shift breaks down all the investment levels and tells you what you would get immediately, and what you stand to potentially gain long term. And a lot of it is legalese. There's a lot of wording there, but it's all there for you. Take the time to familiarize yourself with what a film investment actually looks like.
Mm.
Whether you invest or not, follow us on social media. Follow our Instagram page, follow our Facebook page, and just continue to allow yourself to get immersed in the filmmaking world. I mean, we're doing something that not very many productions do. I think The Chosen was one of the first ones to do this, where we lifted the veil. We showed you so much of the filmmaking process, and we're doing that with The Shift as well. So we're not going to spoil the movie for you, although some people have read the script. The animatic that you referenced, that storyboard where you talked about
Mm.
the action, that's still available. That's at the angel.com/the shift. You can watch that. Now, if you don't want to have any spoilers before the feature comes out, don't watch that, but it is available for you. We're not overly concerned with spoiling things per se. Um, but if we won't spoil anything on live streams or from set, we might show some scenes being filmed. We might do some live interviews with actors. We're going to do a ton of behind the scenes stuff. I really love what Peter Jackson did with the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I mean, I've watched his behind the scenes content on those Blu-rays more than I've watched the movies. I
Mm.
nerd out over stuff like that. And so we're going to try to do maybe not as immersive as what Mr. Jackson was able to do, but a lot of behind the scenes content, similar to what The Chosen continues to do, even without me over there. Somehow they're still managing to stay afloat. I don't know. I don't know.
How did they do it?
How do they do it?
Oh man. Well, guys, as has been mentioned many times, you have so many different ways that you can get involved with this film. Like you can be part of a movie. It's how crazy is that? I remember just growing up and being like, man, I wish I could just be a part of, know what goes on with behind the scenes with that. It looks so much like so much fun. But now you have the opportunity to do that, and it is a Christian film, from a Christian studio that is making waves right now. The Chosen was on the Joe Rogan podcast. Like, come on, guys. This is making waves. So same studio that's doing
T-
that is doing this. What's up, Justin?
TMZ. TMZ did a feature on The Chosen when we did the
Wow.
Sermon on the Mount. I mean, for if we can infiltrate a program like TMZ, there's no telling what we can continue to do if we keep raising that bar in the quality and production value of these faith-based ventures. Yeah, we can infiltrate the I don't want to say something. I'll get me in
Hollywood.
trouble. Yeah.
Hollywood. Let's do it. We're doing it. We're we're raiding Hollywood. But yeah, guys, you have the opportunity to do that. So please, after this, don't forget to visit angel.com/the shift. And you have the ability to invest in a movie. You have the ability to audition for this movie. And you have a lot of abilities and opportunities here with this film. And I'm really looking forward to it. So without further ado, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Justin, so much for joining us. And guys, like I said, don't forget to check out that website and be on the lookout for the shift. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a great evening. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, we're still live.